Good evening and welcome to today's session initiated by Dehradun Citizens Forum on Rispana Bindal Knowledge Series 1. We are starting with a case study of mobilization and importance of river rejuvenation, perhaps all across the country as well. It is my privilege to welcome Mr. Sarang Yadwadkar, an eminent architect based in Pune and an alumni from Sir J.G. College of Architecture, Mumbai. He was a state government appointed member of the Planning Committee for Pune City's Development Plan. Working on the aspect of urban floods for the last 22 years, he has filed multiple cases in the NGT to free rivers from encroachments. He is accompanied by his team member, Advocate Itisha Avasti from Delhi, and we at DCF welcome her as well. As you may be already knowing, Dehradun Citizens Forum is a serious though informal platform of 500 members, approximately, that has come together over the last 18 months to address various civic and environmental issues that a city like Dehradun is facing and will continue to face, perhaps till its development plans are in sync with what we call it, in sync with citizens' requirements. Mr. Sarang, it is my privilege that we will get to hear, and it is our privilege rather, that we will get to hear of your journey and case study. We would like you to share your key takeaways, and perhaps we will draw inspiration from some of the aspects that you encountered over this journey of yours with river rejuvenation plans. We are going to keep this format in 40 minutes, and in case we do overlap, we can always reconnect on the same Zoom link with the same password. We will start with your story and journey that you can share with our members. And I believe you are also going to show a 9-minute clip that we would love to see. And after that, whoever has joined and wishes to ask a few questions and answers, we will try and do that within the 40 minutes. Otherwise, yes, we do have the leverage of joining in again and continuing it. So welcome once again. And Mr. Sarang, you may go ahead with your talk and presentation. Thank you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Good evening, everyone. Can I share the screen? Yeah. 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 See, basically, I'm from Pune. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes.
Is that, yeah? Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yes.
So, I'm working on, as told, on basically rivers, pollution and encroachments on the rivers, particularly in the aspect of urban flooding. And I have filed multiple cases in National Green Tribunal up to Supreme Court also. And I would like to show you one 9-minute documentary on one of my very first petitions filed before NGT, and we won it in Supreme Court. It is very similar. I won't say precisely like the road that is proposed on the rivers at Dehradun. So the name of the documentary is Road to Nowhere. Just have a look at it and then we'll proceed.
As human culture evolved, Humans gave up their wandering lifestyle to settle down along riverbanks. Innumerable cities in India are situated on rivers. Pune is one of those numerous cities. Pune, famously termed as the Oxford of the East. Pune, considered to be the cultural capital of Maharashtra. But this city has forgotten the very Mutha River on which it is situated. Would you believe it if you were told that this is the Mutha riverbed? No flowing water, no trees, no riverbank. This is an illegal attempt by the Pune Municipal Corporation to build a road on the riverbed. These reckless actions were set in motion in 2005. That year, Pune Municipal Corporation made a disastrous change to Pune's development plan. The PMC de-reserved these floodplains near Vittalwadi in the Mutha riverbed for housing projects. The administration knowingly turned a blind eye towards the enormous risk of building on the riverbed. This was a plot by the builders, politicians, and administrative officers. For no fault of his own, the common man bore its consequences. Since the construction was approved by the PMC, people confidently bought homes here. People were lured into buying homes with the incentive of a road that would soon be constructed here. But nobody informed them how hazardous that road might prove for them. The construction of this dangerous road began in 2010. The PMC constructed 30 feet tall and 2 kilometers long concrete walls, dumped around 60,000 trucks loads of debris on the riverbed, and completed the semi-finished road in merely 2 years. They glorified their actions as development for the benefit of citizens. Would you want to peek into the future and see the havoc this development could create? The Irrigation Department of Maharashtra has defined blue and red flood lines along every river. These lines indicate how much land adjoining the riverbed would submerge in water in the event of a flood. The red flood line indicates the maximum level reached by the water during floods in the previous 100 years. Hence, construction inside the red flood line has to be controlled. The land inside the blue flood line is a prohibitive zone, that is, no development zone. Despite this, the PMC gave permissions for housing projects on this no development zone. There are 4 dams on Mutha River, namely Khadakwasla, Panshed, Parasgam, and Demghar. Of these, the Khadakwasla Dam is hardly 7 kilometers from Pune. Of all the 4 dams, Khadakwasla has the largest capacity to release water. Imagine the scenario if Pune receives excessive rains or experiences a cloudburst like Mumbai in the catchment area of any of these dams. Mutha River will assume monstrous proportions in no time. At the same time, rainwater will be gushing down Tarzai Hill towards Mutha. Thanks to the mammoth debris dumped on the riverbed, only a narrow culvert is available for this water to reach the course of the river. Hence, instead of this water entering the river, the great pressure of river water will force this water back, and the river water will enter into the buildings constructed on the riverbed. In 1997, there was no road embankment on the riverbed. Take a look at the situation when 90,000 cusecs water was released. In 2011, though the road embankment was constructed, the buildings could not be saved when 67,000 cusecs water was released. It means that even though lesser water was released, the embankment constructed for the road wasn't able to protect the buildings from the flood waters. While constructing this road, it was claimed that it would protect the buildings from the flood waters. But you can see with your own eyes how false that claim proved to be. On the contrary, this road embankment has itself become a potential hazard for these buildings. If in the future in January 2013, a case was filed against this road before National Green Tribunal on the basis of documents obtained under the Right to Information Act. The tribunal admitted that the buildings along the road were at great risk due to this road. All judges and the expert members of the tribunal finally adjudged this road to be completely unscientific and dangerous. This judgment was challenged by PMC in the Supreme Court of India. On 12th February 2015, the Supreme Court finally directed the Pune Municipal Corporation to remove all debris dumped on the riverbed. However, the Pune Municipal Corporation came out of its lethargy after the 6-month term granted by the Supreme Court expired. They have begun the removal of the rubble now. This case has saved the residents from the potential harm created by this road. But some questions still remain unanswered. How the permissions to construct buildings on the riverbed were given? In case of a flood, who will take responsibility of the safety of these families? 4,000 tons of steel have been wasted. The construction of this road costs rupees 17.5 crores. Millions were wasted in contesting the court cases. Now there will be an additional cost of about rupees 4 crores for the removal of the debris. These expenses are borne by the public exchequer, the citizen of Pune. But why should we bear the brunt of this? Will the officers responsible for this huge wastage of public resources ever be prosecuted? There are innumerable questions. But the real question is whether we will take the initiative to look for the answers to these questions. There is the convenient option of not reacting at all. It is up to you to make the right choice.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, actually, honestly speaking, I have never visited Dehradun or Mussoorie, so I don't have studied this Rispana Bindal elevated corridor. But whatever I have read about it, I'm just going to share my thoughts about it in hardly few minutes. See, this is as I see, this is the alignment of Rispana River and Bindal River, on which this will be an elevated corridor of in two parts, maybe almost parallel to each other. of totally 26 kilometers, as I have seen. Most interesting thing I have seen is this is a Google image. Okay. This is Rispana River flowing right in the middle of Dehradun. This is an old image, 2012 image. And these are the floodplains. Okay. These are the floodplains of the river. And this is the present image in maybe 2025. And these floodplains are already encroached upon. I think this is some maybe some park or entertainment park or riverfront development, that kind of a project. But this was a floodplain which plays a very important, very crucial role in from multiple aspects when the river flows. And the river is already encroached upon. See the width of the river on the right hand side and at the center where this development has taken place. It has been narrowed down drastically. So already there is a risk of flooding. See,
Um,
another important aspect is that this is Dehradun city, okay? And on the right hand side, these are the this upstream side of both the rivers. And the significant, very crucial aspect to note is that the upstream catchment of both these rivers is completely in hilly region. It's absolutely very steep gradient for the rivers as well as for its free catchment area. So when this project is designed or when this project is proposed, what are the aspects that need to be considered from my point of view? There definitely you people know much more than me, but what this is what I have imagined. One is climate change. Climate change is playing a very important role in last few years, particularly with respect to events of cloudbursts. Since last 15, 20 years, the annual rainfall has increased everywhere, but the rainy days have reduced, leading to frequent events of cloudbursts. Another thing I said, gradient of the free catchment on the upstream. See, this is a very
बच्चों
important aspect. Hello.
Carry on.
Yeah, this is a very important aspect because steeper the gradient of the free catchment, faster and more voluminous are the flows towards the river. That leads to flash floods, very quick rise in the flood levels of the river. And exactly that is applicable. Maybe 3, 4 weeks back, I was at Jammu. I have seen that area also, Tavi River. Tavi River also, it was flooded and has caused humongous destruction in Jammu city. Similarly, these rivers also have very steep free catchment on the upstream of Jammu city, sorry, Dehradun city. And not only that, the gradient of the river beds is also steep on the upstream. So the velocity is more, and as when the river enters into the city, the velocity reduces in proportion to its gradient. So that also makes the city more vulnerable to floods. As I have said, the velocity of the river is much more on the upstream side. That is almost very erosive velocity. And because of its erosive character, the river carries huge quantities of sedimentation, and that sedimentation takes place when the velocity reduces. And that's what has happened in Jammu as well as in Dehradun also, as per the Google images. When there is sedimentation, the river bottom comes up, leading to rise in flood levels also. As I have shown for that park, the riverbed is already narrowed. There is tremendous development on both banks of the river. Both the rivers are very narrow when they are flowing through the city. And so it's very dangerous to further reduce the carrying capacity of the river. And this is another aspect. This is a flood prone zone, earthquake zone. I think it's Bharti ji will be able to share more about it. It's
Okay.
grade 4 or 5 earthquake prone zone. And demographic carrying capacities of the cities need to be considered while designing any such project. Now, what could be the possible impacts of this project? Firstly, the pillars constructed, RCC pillars constructed right in the riverbed to support the elevated corridor will cause huge obstruction to the natural flow of the river. They will reduce the cross-sectional area of the riverbed, leading to further erosion of the carrying capacity and rise in flood levels in the middle of the city, which will lead to more frequent floods. It will also reduce the depletion, help the depletion of the groundwater because of the construction of the columns, its foundation. The aquifers, there are two types of aquifers, discharge aquifers as well as recharge aquifers. Discharge aquifers bring water from the hills, from the mountains to the river, and recharge aquifers take the water away from the river to the groundwater table. So these aquifers, many of these aquifers will get disconnected from the river, which will lead to depletion in groundwater. Destruction of existing biodiversity, whatever it is, more so on the outskirts of the cities. This construction, see, the construction is not only footprint of the foundation, all vehicles carrying concrete and debris and those pile foundation vehicles will also cause huge destruction of existing biodiversity right in the riverbed on the floodplains. Then it will also cause demographic densification in both the cities, particularly more so in Mussoorie, I think, because these roads are giving easy access to Mussoorie. So more people will travel to Mussoorie. There will be not only demographic densification, but vehicular densification also, depending upon the availability of parking and all that. And ultimately, it will lead to infrastructural implosion in both the cities. It is already happening in many of our metros. We are in the demographic densification is taking place because of multiple reasons like increasing in FSI and all that in all of our metros, and the infrastructure is not sufficient to take load of that much population. So it's causing air pollution, traffic jams, river pollution, insufficient sewage treatment, water supply problems, and all these things they already have started. And this will further degrade both the cities, Dehradun and Mussoorie. And air pollution is one of the very important aspects because these two roads, these are right in the middle of the city, will be carrying even heavy vehicles also. Not only tourist vehicles, but heavy vehicles also. So it will lead to extreme pollution in the middle of the cities. And this is the most developed part of both the cities. So in a way, I have read the articles written by many of you. None of you want these roads. So we need to challenge this on multiple levels. So from my point of view, what should be our action plan? I would suggest we need to have three verticals in our action plan. One is legal, in which we need to challenge this road in National Green Tribunal. It will be under principal bench at Delhi and in the High Court also. So depending upon the legal frame, if it is like floods and all that, it will come under National Green Tribunal. Or if it is Town Planning Act or different acts, depending upon the schedule of acts, you need to challenge it in High Court also. We need to file multiple cases. Then we have to have political vertical also. We need to talk to local politicians, state level politicians, try to convince them about it, all the parties. This will help in the long run. And we have to have social front, which is very crucial. You are already working on that. This is to create our awareness in the societies, and of course, fundraising also is required. So social vertical is very important. And there is one more activity, that is Right to Information Act, to collect information and data under Right to Information Act, like detailed project report, cost estimates, environmental clearances, public opinion survey details, its maps, hydraulic survey, whether conducted for this project. All these details we need to collect under RTI, which will support this activity, will support the earlier three pillars of the major our activity, our opposition to this project. So we need to
Yes, Mr.
work
Sarang, we are
with,
already working from downwards up. So we are
yeah, yeah,
working
yeah.
on RTI
Yeah,
and we are working on social
yes, we
awareness.
need to be very,
We are
yeah, you
trying
are right.
to,
I know you are working on that. I know.
yeah, and to try and petition our leaders to rethink and rework on that. So we have been working on that
Yeah,
for sure.
good.
And the first one that you have mentioned is the last resort that we would like to explore, but we are trying to basically also get people to be aware. That is why we said about knowledge series, as to get perspective from different people about such projects, as to how it really affects our entire city, and it is not just one vision of what is being projected in the newspaper or in the media. So a participatory aspect is what we are certainly looking at, so that better plans are made for our city. So in this, you have kick-started this knowledge series for us, so that a person like you, with your experience and having worked with Rejuvenation, we can take it and get some inspiration from you as to how really you have. So that was the whole purpose of this
I just have to
thing.
mention one point. See,
Yes,
I have mentioned three verticals: legal, political, and social. But see,
we
all these three, we need to work parallelly and simultaneously on these verticals. See,
we
ultimately,
get.
legal action is extremely important, which gives us results. That's my experience. So don't keep it on the back burner. We need to work on the legal front simultaneously. That's my perspective and my suggestion to you. So, well, that's what I had to share with you. It's a test of time, but we have no choice. We have to work on this to save our rivers, to save our cities, and to save ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sarang.
How to
I'm
stop?
sure you're open
Yeah,
to
I'll stop sharing.
questions.
हाँ जी
Yeah.
ऋतु जी 5 मिनट बचे हुए अभी हमारे पास में
हाँ जी, तो आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे?
नहीं
लेट्स
नहीं
आस्क सम ऑफ आवर।
मेरे को तो कुछ कहना नहीं है भाई, यही है कि अगर किसी के कोई सवाल हैं तो एक तो वो पूछ सकते हैं, और अगर हम इससे कंटिन्यू करेंगे तो हमको ये, क्योंकि 5 मिनट में ये वाला खत्म हो जाएगा सेशन, ये 40 मिनट्स का फ्री सेशन है, तो हम लोगों
जी
को
जी
वापस इसी जूम लिंक पर फिर से रीजॉइन करना है, सारंग साहब।
जी, बिल्कुल, दैट आई मेंशन्ड अर्लियर आल्सो,
Sure.
यस, ऑफ कोर्स। So is there any questions? I mean, we have, of course, it was a very interesting session, and you had put it all together very well, Mr. Sarang. Thank you. And Radha or Ramanna, is there any questions that you'd like to ask?
I have a small question. The Dehradun Citizens Forum has been around for quite a while. I'm just seeing 6 of us on this Zoom meeting.
16.
That I find quite alarming.
I think that is fine. This is the first session, so we are fine. Yeah, more people will join. They see maybe the recordings of this first session. Slowly, I think we'll get more audience. So
Well, I would like to just clarify. There is a different way of looking at it. We have been around for a while, but I think the people's consciousness also needs to, it says something about people's consciousness also. And I think that is something that we are trying to work on. But we understand many things by now because we have been working in this field for many years in individual capacities in different organizations. So to get people to participate and get them thinking is a challenge that we all of my colleagues also understand and realize. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. राकेश जी, आपका क्वेश्चन था.
मेरा क्वेश्चन says Yada, it is basically supplementing the information which I have put in one of the articles on my blog. As it has been told that there is going to be a vehicular provision, we have calculated that to carry out this muck from the riverbed for the pillars and piers and foundations will be around 70,000 trucks will be operating for the entire period of construction within the Dehradun city for carrying out the muck only. And 65,000 truckloads will be required to carry the concrete mixture for construction of this elevated corridor. So around 135,000 trucks will be moving around in Dehradun city for the period of construction, whether it is 3 years, 4 years, I don't know. So this is what kind of effect of the vehicular pollution will cause on the health of Dehradun is to be seen in this matter.
Okay. Sarang ji, would you like to respond?
Basically, this is not the number of trucks. This is the number of trips that would be required over a period of time. So the number of vehicles that would be moving around will be less than the what has been quoted. But well, basically we need to get the cost estimates for that so that we can, what type of foundation that it definitely will not be a open type of foundation. It will be a pile foundation, as I think, on the riverbed. And yes, there will be debris, excavated material, and we also have to give consideration, separate consideration for displacement of people if it is taking place. It all depends upon the detailed project report, number of structures that will be demolished, total concrete that will be required, how they are going to transport the excavated muck, how they are going to transport the concrete. They would be installing ready-mix concrete plants at various places and all that. That also is going to cause pollution. So for that, we need to study the detailed project report.
The question I had was that the PWD and the other people are constantly telling us that building the pillars in the river will not have an effect on the river. And in fact, everything will flow smoothly. Now, technically, Mr. Sarang told us about the fact that it will block the water flow. But my question was, is there any way possible for them to actually rejuvenate the river at the same time as they're doing this project, which is what their stated intent is? Is it physically possible or scientifically possible that both these goals could be achieved at the same time?
Can I speak on this?
Yes, please.
See, basically, I'm not much aware about the local situation. I mean, my question is whether such a project is required, whether it is needed. Okay. And if at all it is needed, as I know, they are also building, there also is a project of ropeway. Okay.
Yes.
And there are some 3 roads connecting Dehradun and Mussoorie. So The fundamental question is whether such a project is needed, what are going to be the impacts, and what is the say of the local citizens? What do they want? And at both the ends, that all these things, all these parameters are going to decide whether the project is required, whether it is needed. And then the question of creating or finding out the alternatives arises, not as of now.
No, that is true, but we are saying they are saying that you don't need to worry. We are going to do it, and we'll make sure that the river is rejuvenated and brought back to life. Our
Don't
main
believe
argument against this is that the rivers will be killed, and also the floods will be enhanced because of the
absolutely.
so that is our argument with them. But their argument is that no, we are taking care of that, and the river will be rejuvenated. So is that physically possible? Is there any
How
way?
can river, tell me one thing, how these are concrete pillars will rejuvenate the river? The, they will definitely cause obstructions, and not only not obstruction at one place, but continue. There will be hundreds of pillars in the riverbed, and the
I mean, we have
foundations.
estimated more
So
than
I'll tell
700.
you, I'll just give you one example. In Pune itself, there is an alignment of metro. We have a metro over here. Around 1.5 kilometers of metro is right on the riverbed. Okay. Similarly, exactly like this, elevated. And they have a series of pillars, around 60 pillars on the riverbed. And last year we had floods in the city. So our irrigation department and local corporation constituted a committee to find out the causes of the floods. And the committee has mentioned in their project, in their report, that the metro pillars are causing obstruction to the river, to the natural flow of river, and because of which the flood levels are rising. So similarly, whether it is for metro or for road, it's exactly like that, and it is causing, as per government's own report, it is causing obstruction to the natural flow of river, leading to rise in flood levels.
But they have just made the Delhi Expressway, Delhi Dehradun Expressway, and they don't feel that the river was blocked by the flood or by the river flow.
But let them come up with their own hydraulic study, no? Ask for the detailed hydraulic study, detailed hydraulic report, with along with cross sections of the river at every 30 meters or like that. And remember, one more thing I just forgot. As mentioned in that documentary, there are floodlines drawn on every rivers over here in urban areas, particularly. So,
Yeah.
do you have such floodlines, blue line and red line, identified along the rivers?
No, haven't seen.
If not, you should go before the judiciary, praying for demarcation of such floodlines, and after identifying these floodlines, the government should go ahead with such projects, not without conducting any hydraulic study. That is very important. Afterwards, the things are, they become fait accompli. अब तो क्या हो गया है, आप क्या करें? Now bear with it.
So we have already,
It should not become a fait accompli situation.
I think, already filed an RTI asking for the, if there are floodlines along the rivers in Uttarakhand and especially in Dehradun region.
So what is, have you, but, don't ask any question under RTI. Yeah? You have to ask for information.
Yes, we have.
Grammatically, it cannot be a statement in the form of a question.
Yes, I think so. We have done it right.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Just check it out.
Yes.
And if they have the floodlines identified, then it should be there on the websites of the urban local body or the irrigation department.
Ramanna,
So just check it at your end.
question tha na, Ramanna, please go ahead.
Yes, Dr. Sarang, since the Muta River project was scrapped, has the original riverbed, been restored? And
Yes,
two,
almost.
Almost. Okay, great.
Almost.
And
The
has there been any
construction has
penalty?
caused.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, carry on. Yeah.
No, the construction has caused some damages to the floodplains, but that is irreversible. Basically, the cross section of the river has been reinstated, and well, it is not 100% back to its original status, but maybe 70%, 80%.
And has there been any penalty imposed on the authorities concerned for this
No,
scrap
no,
project?
no, no. In our country, they do never impose any such penalty on for a particularly public projects like this. They should have imposed penalty on at least on some officers who were responsible for implementing such a project without scientific studies, but they have not. Unfortunate.
Lastly, since the metro pillars were the cause for the floods in Pune, could you please share that report later?
Yes, sure, sure. I'll share that report.
That would be very helpful to us here.
I think that report is in Marathi, but let me check. I have translated the relevant portion. Let me check it out. I'll send it to you if I have translated it next week by Monday, Tuesday. Bhartiji, can you please remind me?
Yes, sir, I will.
Yeah.
I
Please,
will remind.
yeah, yeah. I'll send it. That will be definitely useful for you. But please go ahead on all three fronts simultaneously. We cannot rely upon politicians, and social movement takes its own time. So till that, by that time, the construction goes ahead. So we need to stop the construction before it starts. So the immediate is action that we can take is legal front.
राकेश जी, आपका कोई आपने अपना हैंड रेज किया था, फिर रितु जी मैं आपको कॉल भी कर रहा था, प्लीज अगर आप कॉल बैक कर दें।
अच्छा ठीक है।
हाँ राकेश जी।
सर बेसिकली वही था, जैसे अभी सारंग जी ने कहा कि आरटीआई में हम लोग क्वेश्चंस रेज नहीं करेंगे। वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिजाइंड दैट, मी एंड रमन्ना जी, कि वो क्वेश्चंस हम लोग उनको क्वेश्चंस को हमने फ्रेम कर दिया है कि इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन which is required from them. And the second question, Sarang Saab has already replied that we wanted to share that report. That will be very, very helpful to us in framing further information to be required. And because the hydraulic studies which they claim is being done by Roorkee, IIT Roorkee's Department of Water Resources, has not also been made public.
They should make it public. It's your right to go through that.
Yeah. That's what we are fighting for, sir.
Yeah. You have to get it. That's very important. If you don't get it within 1 month's time after your filing your RTI application, you have to go immediately next day in appeal. Don't
That
waste
process,
time.
no, that process we already know it when we are doing it also. But the problem lies is that at present the project of RBEC is all in newspapers.
Sorry,
Government is not disclosing anything.
see, then you can better you appoint some lawyer, consult some lawyer at this stage itself, so that if you are not getting the due information, then how should you proceed legally? It's your
I
right
think
to
we
get
will,
that information.
Rakesh ji, we will confer with each other as to how we can take this, present situation in Dehradun forward. So I would like to request now, if there is no other question, Bharti, would you like to say a word of thanks to ji?
I have good evening.
Certainly.
Yeah, I'm Isha from Masuri.
Yes.
So since this project impacts, Dehradun as well as Masuri, its primary aim here is to connect, basically decongest Dehradun for people traveling Masuri. So I really want to get involved in this. We are not getting a way out. I have tried to gather people in Masuri in the month of March, after attending a couple of meetings in Dehradun. But we were not, we filed RTI also, and it was for the New Mussoorie Road via Dudli. So there was nothing concrete came in the RTI answer. So now again, this Rispana Bindal, we actually can someone in the Dehradun group guide us?
Yes,
How
why
can
don't you
we,
DM me?
proceed?
I will just directly message me and I will put you in touch
Yeah,
with
and
and
because
give you.
I feel we can obviously align with the Dehradun. We can file, maybe a PIL, just one PIL, and maybe we can file two PILs, one from Dehradun, one from Mussoorie. It might have a stronger impact.
Why don't you DM? You
I will.
let's talk separately on this. If you have any questions related to our talk today and to Mr. Sarang, let's address this. And this particular aspect of yours, I would appreciate if you just directly message Anup
Done.
ji, me,
Noted.
or
Yeah.
Bharti, anybody will help you out.
Great,
It will
great.
be
Thanks so
fantastic
much.
if
Okay.
citizens from both the cities come together.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's the
yes.
main purpose. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Do we have a team of
Great.
lawyers?
No, Rahul ji, we don't have a team of lawyers.
Do we have any lawyers in our
No,
group that
we can
no,
get
not
lawyers
can get or will
when
get? I'm just asking, do we have lawyers working for us on this matter? That's all. I'm just trying to understand.
रितु जी मैं
I
आंसर
mean,
करता हूँ इसका ब्रीफली। राहुल जी,
हाँ जी, please.
जी हाँ।
एक हमारी पीआईएल ऑलरेडी हाई कोर्ट में है, वो मैंने ही फाइल की हुई है पीआईएल। तो कोई
Okay.
डीसीएफ के लॉयर नहीं है वो, मेरे मतलब वो मैं उसको इंडिविजुअल कैपेसिटी में कर रहा हूँ अपने। तो एज इंडिविजुअल तो कोई भी जा सकता है कोर्ट में।
Yes.
तो टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन, देयर इज ऑलरेडी अ पीआईएल इन द हाई कोर्ट फॉर दिस रिस्पना बिंदाल।
you also need to consult some environmental lawyer.
हाँ,
Just check it.
ये बिकॉज अभी टाइम हमारे पास बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है, तो वेरी ब्रीफली आई मेंशन कि ये जो पर्टिकुलर पीआईएल है, सो इसका एक पूरा प्रोसेस है सोशल इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट का, जिसको हम हिंदी में जन सुनवाई कहते हैं। तो ये पीआईएल इज नॉट टू स्क्रैप द रिस्पना बिंदाल एलिवेटेड कॉरिडोर, क्योंकि वो अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा इश्यू है। बट द पीआईएल इज वेरी वेरी स्पेसिफिक एंड टारगेट्स द टेक्निकल एस्पेक्ट ऑफ हाउ द सोशल इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट प्रोसेस हैज बीन कंडक्टेड। तो वो पीआईएल उस प्रोसेस को चैलेंज कर रही है। इट्स जस्ट अ स्टार्ट एंड होपफुली विल टेक इट अहेड।
And we are trying to seek information from the government on the environment impact assessment, though they are legally not bound to give it to us, but we can seek information, and we're trying to also get the detailed project report or the status of it, so that once you see, because without knowing, you cannot go ahead and contest something. So we first are desperately trying to get as much information as possible, so that once the information is available, then we can say, oh, this is not right, or XYZ. So that is where the stage that we are in.
What I suggest at this stage, see, it's a very time-consuming procedure to get all this information. So you need to talk with the lawyer, you need to discuss with the lawyer how you can basically create, I mean, stop this project as of now. At least stopping this project will be your first success. Scrapping it will be the next step. Maybe that will take some time. And to file the first case, you don't need all that information. Just check it out whether you have the floodlines. Just check it out whether they have got the environmental clearance, whether the project needs environmental clearance. Check all these things and file case on first few issues.
Yeah, I
Just to
understand.
stop the project.
No.
Its progress.
Thank you. Bharti?
Incidentally,
Yes, Raman.
yeah, just wanted to put in a small word. Recently, I think Uttarakhand Assembly passed a motion to allocate 925 crores for this project. I think probably Anup can, share some more details on
It
this.
was a supplementary budget that was passed for the Rispana Bindal. That happened in the month of mid-August. बट सारंग जी जो आपने सजेशन दिए हैं मतलब हम उसी दिशा में ही बढ़ रहे हैं. लीगल तो आगे बढ़ना ही है. तो एज आई सेड, अभी फर्स्ट केस है. हम लोग अपनी एक और रेट प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं अभी, क्योंकि ये सोशल इम्पैक्ट असेसमेंट का आई डोंट वांट टू टेक अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. एज आई सेड, इट्स अ वेरी स्मॉल टेक्निकल डिटेल, बट द होल आइडिया इज टू बिल्ड इट अप फर्दर फ्रॉम हियर.
Yeah.
भारती.
Sir, I think this was a very, very good session. And thank you, Sarang sir, for, getting in touch with us after, reading in the papers and getting to know about what would happen to Dehradun with this, new proposed project. And I'm glad that, you are here to help us out.
Anytime. It's my pleasure.
Yes. So once, and you very graciously, offered to help us also to, and guide us to proceed, or to understand the pros and cons of the, project, which will be blocking our rivers in, as of now, because we don't have much information so far. So whatever we have got from the papers or from media, that it will be above the rivers, mostly covering most of the rivers. So, hopefully, we can, like you're saying, that legal action can at least put a stop here, and maybe scrapping is a big deal. So it may happen much later. So once again, I thank you very much, and I thank everyone, whoever has joined this, and I hope that we continue with this series. This was the first of the series. So I'm glad that you, agreed to join and give us whatever information we were, will help us in this aspect. So
can I come in?
Yes. Hello.
I'm so sorry. Actually, I joined very late. I was at an airport. I reached back home. Can I join? Can I say a few words?
Yes, sir. For sure, sir.
Yeah. Few words already gone, huh? Okay. Can you listen? Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I had a very interesting talk with one of the staunch supporter of this project. When I spoke to him, he said that this is the only way in which the congestion in Dehradun can be solved and all that thing. But when I told him the different aspects of not the environmental but the logistical and the kind of things that is going to happen once this disgorges it's just about lifting the vehicles above the city and disgorging the traffic onto the other side, and from there onwards it goes on to Mussoorie. That's what is hoped, but Mussoorie is already so. When I talked, he agreed with me, and from a staunch supporter of the thing, then he had some doubts about the whole project, and he said that no, I think what you are saying is right. So I think one by one we'll have to start speaking to the people who are the supporters of this and try to convince them. Once these people get convinced, I think we'll get some support from the other side of the fence also. Thank you.
In this context, you also need to get the traffic studies conducted, if at all conducted, before conceiving this project.
Yes, Mr. Sarang.
Yes, traffic study. Hello, Haji Ritu.
No. Traffic study is there at least till last year, no?
Yes, it is already there, and we have also collated the two, that how whatever they have suggested in that, and plus in the smart city planning, if they could do all those things, widening of various roads and crossings, so congestion will already that help us to reduce the congestion. So we are also making a sort of report, whatever information thing. I don't know how we can send it across the government. Yeah.
We will make a small drawing also, to make people understand if the traffic is going from which side to which side, and that's about it. It's a one-way, from south to north and north to south. That's about it. So I think Sarangji has a point, and we will work on that. Okay.
So Anup.
हाँ नहीं, बस क्लोज करते हैं। वेरी ब्रीफली सारंग जी, एक जो आज नॉलेज सीरीज 1 है, हमारा जो नॉलेज सीरीज 2 है आज से 2-3 हफ्ते के बाद में, उसमें एक ट्रांसपोर्ट प्लानर हमें एड्रेस करेंगे।
गुड।
तो वो भी हम प्लान कर रहे हैं अगले कुछ दिनों में।
Sure.
Can we
That's
get a
great.
lawyer to address us, please? An environmental lawyer. Because this nothing is going to happen unless you have a good team of lawyers.
Yeah,
The,
yeah, yeah.
the
I-
government will run circles around you. They will run circles around you. They will give you no information. They will do nothing until you have a really good, strong team of really aggressive lawyers.
yeah,
Without
yeah.
that, this whole thing is just going to be floundering.
Just check out if you have any lawyer in Dehradun. Otherwise, I will talk to my Delhi lawyers also. I can talk to them. I can connect you with them. They are
That
they
will be
are
very
really
kind
one
of
of
you,
the
sir.
finest lawyers on environment in India. Ritvik
Yes,
Datta and
Those
Rahul
be?
Chaudhary.
Who would those be? May I have a name, please?
Ritvik Datta
Ritvik Datta. Okay.
and Rahul Chaudhary.
Rahul Chaudhary. Okay.
Their firm was known as LIFE earlier, Legal Initiatives for Forest and Environment, and
Yes.
now the new firm is DC Law Chambers.
DC Law Chambers.
आप
Okay.
हमें कनेक्ट करा दीजिएगा सारंग जी इनके साथ में ना, जो आप ऋत्विक तो
जब
बड़ा
आप बोलोगे तब मैं कनेक्ट करा दूंगा, जरूर
आप
कनेक्ट
कनेक्ट करा ही
करूंगा।
दीजिए। पीछे वो ऋत्विक तो ही इज वेरी वेरी वेल नोन, उनका बहुत शानदार काम है,
Yeah,
बहुत साल से उनका नाम सुन रहा हूँ मैं।
yeah.
I just wanted to say Ritvik Datta was the one who fought our case for that Asa Rodi thing, the elevated project from Dehradun to Delhi. So he's a very fine lawyer, no doubt about
Yeah.
it. And he was the one who fought. We lost. That's different. But he's a very fine lawyer. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
See,
present
basically in the
environment minister,
present state, in the present circumstances, it's very difficult. The fight, any fight against government is very difficult, to be honest.
the present environment minister, Mr. Yadav and Ritvik Datta wrote a book, jointly wrote a book.
Absolutely
So they're
right.
partners in crime.
They have written a book. They have written a book.
Yeah, they're good, close friends.
चले
Anyway, let me know anytime if you need any inputs, if at all, from me, my
थैंक
side.
यू
I'm available anytime.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking out your time and sharing so many thoughts and all your action plans. I think I thank all the other members also for having joined in, taken out time from their daily busy schedules. But we hope that there will be better participation as time goes by, and that our efforts in spreading awareness and aspects of viability of such kind of projects does amplify and reaches people. So on that positive note, Anupji, would you like to
हाँ
give
इसको
the
close-
final sentence?
नहीं नहीं कोई नहीं, बस क्लोज करते हैं। थैंक यू सो मच एंड एवरीवन। हाँ थैंक्स अ
Yeah.
लॉट, हैव अ नाइस
Thank you.
सारंग जी वंस अगेन। थैंक
Thank you so much. Very
Thank
nice
you.
talking
Thank you,
to you.
Sarangji.
थैंक्स बाय।
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू।
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Hope to see all of you sometime.
Yes,
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
I look forward to that.
If we have a good progress